All right, so today we're diving into something I'm sure you've noticed.
Yeah.
Facebook. Like, remember what it was just about, like, sharing photos from that party you went to
Oh,
and, like, arguing with your uncle about, like,
politics?
yeah.
Yeah.
These days is basically a video streaming service.
It's
You're going
crazy.
to break down, like, why exactly Facebook went all in on video,
Okay.
what it means for you, like, as a user,
Yeah.
ready to see your newsfeed in, like, a totally different way.
I think what's so fascinating is like how strategic this was.
Okay.
It wasn't just like, hey, video's cool, let's do that.
Right.
It was this very calculated move by Facebook.
Okay.
It was responding to the rise of video across like every platform, the competition it was facing.
Yeah.
And then they made some really interesting changes to their algorithms.
Well, one of the articles we were reading actually highlighted just how, like,
Oh, yeah.
everywhere video is.
It is crazy.
From TikTok to YouTube, even Instagram stories.
You can't escape it.
Like, you cannot get away from it.
So you can imagine the pressure that Facebook felt,
Yeah.
seeing people spending hours on TikTok
Yeah.
while their platform was still mostly text and photos.
Right.
They had to do something or risk becoming irrelevant.
Yeah, so they basically did a complete 180.
They really did.
I remember when Reels just completely took over my feed.
Oh, yeah.
It was those short, catchy videos everywhere you looked.
And then there's the whole evolution of Facebook Watch, which is now just videos.
Right.
Like a whole separate section dedicated entirely to video content.
Yeah, it's wild, right?
It makes you wonder, did Facebook create the demand or were they just responding to it?
Right.
I think it's probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
Like they saw the trend, but they also actively pushed users toward video content with their algorithm changes.
It's true. Like, suddenly my feed was full of videos even if I wasn't searching for them.
Right.
It was like the algorithm decided for me.
And they didn't just like dabble in the tech either.
Okay.
They invested heavily in making the videos load faster, play seamlessly,
Right.
That smooth viewing experience is so crucial for keeping us engaged.
It's interesting. Some people actually argue that Facebook didn't just ride the video wave.
Right.
They, like, created it.
Oh, wow.
Like, by changing their algorithms, they basically trained users to crave video content.
Interesting.
It's kind of like supermarkets placing those tempting snacks near the checkout.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like, you may not have needed that chocolate bar,
You didn't even know you wanted it.
but suddenly it's right there,
So tempting.
and you just have to have it.
It really highlights how platforms aren't just passive spaces.
Yeah.
They actively shape user behavior and video with its like immediacy and visual appeal.
Yeah.
It's their weapon of choice.
Makes you think.
It does.
So if we take a step back and look at the bigger picture,
Okay.
Facebook's focus on video is probably a huge step toward their metaverse ambitions.
Well, that's interesting.
Like, think about it. Immersive digital worlds, they rely heavily on video, right?
Makes sense.
So they're kind of laying the groundwork by getting us used to consuming and interacting with video content
That's a really great point.
on their platform.
It is.
Makes you wonder, like, what's next?
What is next?
Is video going to evolve into even more immersive formats?
Ooh.
Or will we be, like, browsing Facebook in VR headsets soon?
It's not even that far-fetched
I
anymore.
know.
This just shows how fast the digital landscape is changing.
It's moving so quickly.
It is.
So let's bring it back to you, like the listener.
Yeah.
Next time you're on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
just take a second to notice how much video content you see.
It's everywhere.
Think about, like, have your viewing habits changed?
Good question.
Are you spending more time, like, passively consuming than actually connecting with people?
It's a good thing to reflect on.
It really is.
The main takeaway here is that platforms are constantly evolving,
Yeah.
and Facebook's shift towards video is just one example.
Right?
The bigger question is, what trends will shape the future of these digital spaces? What will be the next big thing to capture our attention
Yeah.
and transform our online experiences?
Hmm.
Something to think about.
Yeah, as we navigate this, like, ever-changing world of social media,
Definitely.
it's wild out there.
Wild, Wild West.
All right, well, that's our deep dive for today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
This was fun.
Until next time.
See ya. Bye. Bye.